Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in for another episode. I went back through a lot of my fishing footage from this past year, evaluating what baits really played a big role for me. I looked at a lot of my professional level events. I looked at my Wednesday nighters. I looked at the fun fishing that I did around the house and throughout the country. And one of the baits that really did a lot of damage for me this year was the Berkeley Pit Boss, this guy right here. I talk about it a lot on the channel, but it's really because of how versatile it is for me. And one of the things that I recognized when I was going back through the footage was how I was using the bait in so many different manners. A lot of people think about the Pit Boss as simply kind of a hybrid cross slash creature bait, beaver style bait, and that it's really made for a Texas rig. It absolutely works on a Texas rig. But when I went back through my footage, what I recognized was that a lot of my fish catches were not actually on a Texas rig. They were on different variations or techniques with the Pit Boss in all three sizes. Anything from the little 3 inch all the way up to the 5 inch. This is a much bigger, bulkier bait. So I wanted to do a video for you guys that just kind of walked you through the techniques that I like to use the Pit Boss on. I think if you have similar style baits that you guys like to use, these techniques will work as well. So I just kind of want to point these out for you because they really did come into play for me. And the Berkeley Power Bait Pit Boss is just such a mainstay in my arsenal right now. And one of the other things too is when I started looking at the footage, there were a lot of other anglers in the same tournaments that did very well using the Pit Boss too. Most of them were more in a traditional flipping manner with a Texas rig. But having said that, I want to walk you through all these different ways to rig it. And before I do share that with you, I do want to remind you that I have a members only page. And if you're looking for more content from me, you might want to check that out. You can go to my YouTube homepage, click the join button, and that'll tell you everything you need to know about the members only page. Also, if you're looking to purchase tackle, and right now is a pretty good time because there's a lot of good sales going on at Tackle Warehouse. If you wouldn't mind using my Tackle Warehouse affiliate link, that would be a great way to support the channel. The little bit I make from that goes right back into making content for everybody out there in YouTube land. All right, so let's talk about the Pit Boss. Like I said, there are three different sizes. You get your 3 inch, you've got your 4 inch, and then you've got the bigger 5 inch. All of these played a role for me and play a role for me on a pretty consistent basis. So obviously, one of the ways to fish it is on a Texas rig. In this case, this is one I just caught off a rod. I was practicing with this, hence why there's no hook in it. I've just got the bait connected with a hitchhiker. But I really do like a Pit Boss on a Texas rig for fishing heavy cover. So if I'm punching, in this case, this was for matted, topped out milfoil, or maybe I'm flipping hyacinths, that type of thing, I like to go with a standard Texas rig on the Pit Boss. A lot of times I actually like to go with a smaller size, so the 3 inch size, because that helps get through the canopy, whether it's hyacinth or milfoil or lily pads, whatever it is that you're fishing. The smaller profile of the little 3 inch size really does come into play. So your Texas rig is a really good one. Now, if you guys watch my channel on a regular basis, you also know that I've pretty much replaced the Texas rig outside of punching heavy cover with the Core Tackle Ozark rig. This gives the bait a really good gliding motion, a very, very similar craw, crayfish style movement in the water, and I've just had outstanding success. My Wednesday nighters, this is definitely one of the mainstay baits for me. I've caught a lot of really big smallmouth, a lot of really nice largemouth on it, but the Ozark rig with the Pit Boss is a dynamite setup. And then if you watch those Wednesday nighters, you probably see how many bass that my little boy Hank is catching in those Wednesday nighters. This is kind of his mainstay. This is actually another one I just cut off one of the rods as I'm sold my boat, cleaning the boat out. So this is the 3 inch. He likes the June bug color. He likes a lot of the different colors, but June bug's one of his favorites. And then this is just one of the 3/64 ounce 1/0 hook Core Tackle hover rigs that he fishes with it, and he absolutely slays them out of the back of the boat. So the 3 inch Pit Boss specifically on a hover rig is absolute dynamite. So then we got the big guy here. So one of the things I like to do with the big guy, because this is a big chunk of plastic, is fish this on a Carolina rig. It's a really good bait for fishing in a similar manner to like your other creature cell baits, like a brush hog. It's such a big bulky bait that when you leave it, fish it unweighted on a Carolina rig. So you get your weight up in front of the bait, and your Carolina rig has just got a hook in it. This bait just has such a nice gliding motion. And because, for me at least, a lot of times when I'm fishing a Carolina rig, I feel like I'm fishing impoundments that have better quality fish. I like the bigger profile. It just seems to get and to generate really good quality bites. So that is absolutely another way that I like to fish it. And then last but not least, I've got to have my pit bosses as trailers. Now I use both the 3 and the 4 inch as trailers, but you can use it for so many different techniques. In this case, this is just a little Picasso tungsten round ball jig where I've got a little 3 inch. This is Okeechobee craw on it. It's just a killer trailer. So it works great with your jigs, but it also works really well on the back of your vibrating jigs like the slobber knocker. You can use it as a spinner bait trailer, a swim jig trailer. I'll use it on a buzz bait at times. Just a really good plastic to use as pretty much a trailer on anything that can have trailers. So for me, when I start going back through the year, what I caught a pile of my fish on this year, the Power Bait Pit Boss by Berkeley has definitely been one of the biggest players for me. So let me know in the comment section. I would like to know what baits you guys relied on this year. This is just one of them. I'll talk about a handful of the other baits that I caught a bunch of fish on as well. Um, man, I don't see how I would replace this bait right now because it is just that good for me. So hopefully you enjoyed today's video. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and stay tuned. We'll have a new video coming out tomorrow for you.